Tally ho, it's KingFishOcean, also known as It's Ocean, and welcome back to Butterfly Soup 2, part 4, I think. And it's weird I'm saying that, because I literally just made the thumbnail for part 3, the previous video, and yet I'm still unsure which fucking part of this we're on. Anyway, but in the previous episode, you were playing as Min. We got to learn a lot more about Min and the issues that they have with anger, and the fact that sometimes they don't exactly understand how people react certain ways, but it turns out it's because they've just been harboring a lot of problems and struggling with a lot of things internally for a long time, and have been kind of lashing out at people to a degree, and there's been there was misunderstandings, but it all ended up turning out quite well in the end. We learned a lot more about Min in that chapter, and now we are on Noelle's chapter, in her Saturday Chinese school, I think it said. But anyway, one second, did I actually hit record? Okay, I did. I get so paranoid. Because there have been so many times in the past where I've, like, accidentally forgotten to hit record or something like that. And it's just something that I'm constantly making sure of now. The first phrase is mirror. Noelle copies down the unfamiliar characters on the board stroke by stroke. What did it look like again? I wasn't paying attention. Can I cheat? Can I cheat? Which one is it again? I think it's this last one, but I'm not sure. I wish it wouldn't scroll all the way to the top every time. But oh well. This one and that. This one, I think. Noelle writes it down, then checks it against the words on the board. I got it right! Now for the next one. Oh my god, I hate this. The next phrase, I don't like studying. The next phrase is admit. You should already know recognize. That meaning is to bear or to carry. This would be easier if Chinese words use an alphabet like most languages. Infuriates me how you can't even tell a Chinese character's pronounced by the way it looks. Forced to learn every single word twice, how it sounds, and what it looks like. It's wildly inefficient. So even back then, Noelle was obsessed with efficiency. Fair enough. Holy shit, that computer in the background is taking me back. Like this over here. Holy fuck. That's like stuff that we used to have back in school. Are they running Windows X? They better be running Windows XP. Anyway, a couple hours into the lesson, a kid towards the back of the room raises his hand. Teacher, how many Chinese characters are there? At least 80,000. Jesus fucking Christ. 80,000? Don't worry, most educated people know only about 8,000. 8,000 is still a mind-boggling number, though. That's insane. After school, Noelle does her weekly packet of Chinese homework at the kitchen table. I spent every Saturday since kindergarten tediously memorizing a few characters at a time, and it's barely even made a dent. After all these years, I still can't even read a book or their newspaper. At this pace, it's hard to imagine I'll ever be able to. Uh-oh. Noelle, what is this? Noelle looks to see her mum holding the same packet of pads and tampons she got from school. Oh, it's from the sex ed talk we had in class. The girls received a presentation about menstruation. The school gave you this? I get the feeling that she's going to be very similar to Amma, Dia's mum. Using a tampon is the same as having sex. Oh my god. You were clearly never educated properly, were you? That's not what the teacher giving the talk said. It's just a tool for absorbing blood. No, you'll be able to feel it the whole time, and it goes into... Her mum can't even bear to say it. It's the same as having sex with a man. The woman giving the talk said plenty of girls use it. American girls get their periods so early because they're thinking sexual thoughts at a young age. Wow, never introduce Noelle's mum to Dia's mum, because they would get on like a fucking house on fire. Jesus Christ. You should be thinking about these things until you're married. After throwing away the immoral tampons, her mum goes off into the living room to watch a Chinese variety show. It's hard growing up trusting very little of your parents' judgment. My mom doesn't believe in mental illness, yet genuinely believe... That makes me want to throw up. Doesn't believe in mental illness. Fuck off. Ugh. believes in superstitions like auspicious dates, and no amount of proof or argument can sway her. Is Chinese society just decades behind the West? It's yet to meet a white person. I've yet to meet a white person whose mind works this way. I mean, Christianity. There can be a lot of really fucked up Christians out there that can be really, really fucking weird about shit like this as well. That are white, by the way. Noelle glances over at the show her mum is watching. Alright. There's audio. Okay, I'm just turning that down for a second because it's really confusing me. I'm struggling to read the words while someone's talking over it, so... Colourful words and cartoons fly across the screen as cheesy sound effects play. So tacky. It's one of those shows where they interview a panel of foreigners who can barely speak Mandarin. Noelle cringes as silly boing noises are overlaid over the horse jokes. They're just laughing at the foreigners for not understanding the question they've been asked. Why is this popular? It's so juvenile and embarrassing. It's disgusting, to be really honest. It's quite disgraceful. Is it done yet? Nope. Alright. I feel like I'm losing brain cells as I listen to this. Disgusted, Noelle returns to scrutinizing the impenetrable paragraph of Chinese she's supposed to be analyzing for homework. What am I even going to use this for, watching drivel like that? I have no interest in the backwards culture that produced my pathetic, narrow-minded parents. I know I said parents weirdly like that. Alright, I assume that's probably done now. Cool. Back to nice chill music, hell yeah. I love the music in this game, by the way. When a commercial break comes on, she throws down her pencil. I want to quit Chinese school. Her mum whirls around from the couch alarmed. What? Why? I hate it. It takes up my entire Saturday. They assign so much homework every week on top of the regular homework that I get from school. Noelle's dad looks up disapprovingly from the newspaper he's reading. Well, you can't quit. What kind of Chinese person can't even speak Chinese? You'll lose face if you don't. We'll lose face if you don't learn. Who fucking... Once again with Amma. Sorry, but I couldn't give a flying fuck about how other people perceive you if you're gonna be making my life worse as a result. Other people will think that we're bad parents. You are being a bad parent. What does it matter what other people think? I'm the one whose limited time is being sucked away by it. My opinion should be the one that matters the most. Wow, Noelle and Dia. This is like the same story going on right now. This is insane. No, you have to listen to your parents. No, you fucking don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, kids. You should still listen to your parents, like, if your parents are good and stuff, but shit like this, nah, fuck that. It's for your own good. You're too young to understand. Almost nothing drives Noelle up a wall more than being told that she's not old enough to understand something. Stop treating me like I'm some feeble-minded little kid. I read at college level already. Doesn't matter. You don't have the life experience yet. Some things you can only know from being as old as your parents are. I don't like that idea, personally. Mostly because it comes down to that whole, like, saying of, like, you have to respect your elders just because they're old. Just because you're old does not make you wise. I hate that idea. Don't get me wrong, there are some older people out there who are genuinely quite wise. I'm not saying there isn't. But that doesn't mean that every person that ever became old was wise. Like, not at all. So it's like, oh, well, just because you're old, that apparently makes you wise. So I should just excuse your racism? I should excuse your homophobia and treat it as a lesson in life? Fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. What, so just because you're older than me, you're automatically smarter than I am? This game is triggering me again. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling angry. I don't accept that. It's your culture, you can't just throw it away. Yes, I can. It's a poorly constructed, archaic language. That's not true. If it's so bad, how come it worked for thousands of years? You should take more pride in your culture. What is there to be proud of? I'm stuck learning the worst, most pointlessly complicated language in the world. Exasperated, Noelle's parents exchange a look. You're still going to Chinese school. We already paid for your classes this year. Can I quit at the end of the year, then? If you still feel this way by the end of the year, then fine, you can quit. I can't? No, she can't! Think about it. If she goes to Chinese school with that kind of attitude, she won't learn anything anyway. It's impossible to teach someone who doesn't want to be educated. Might as well at least save money. That's the one smart thing that you've said so far, sir. Yes, the end of the year is pretty far away, but at least the end is in sight now. Quitting Chinese school will significantly free up my schedule. You would be surprised. You are gonna have a lot more to do in high school, probably. Probably read a few more books every week. It'd be so worth it. When I'm older, I'll be so thankful that I quit. 3 years later, well, how many years later? She's like, God damn it, I kinda wish I didn't quit. I was just expecting it to go that way for a second then. Noelle is so elated that she doesn't even mind being dragged along to 99 Ranch with her mum. Trip she normally gripes is a waste of time. As they browse the the fishbowl aisle, her mum's Nokia rings. She quickly brings it to her ear. Hello? There's a pause. Her mum's face falls. What is it? Your grandma passed away. I don't want to mispronounce it, that's why I'm not saying it. I don't want to mispronounce it and possibly annoy someone, so... Oh. I know I should be sad, but I haven't seen my grandmother for years. Never had a real conversation with her before. It's like being told a stranger died. 9th grade. Spring break! Whoop whoop! Yo, shout out to the snake on the bed. Hell yeah. Snake! It's a snake! A badger, a badger, a badger. Noelle isn't allowed to close her bedroom door, so she's on high alert as she uses the computer. Sounds like my mother's busy washing vegetables in the kitchen. Here's my chance. Noelle quickly searches homosexuality on Wikipedia. Let's go! I skimmed this page once as research after Akasha started insisting that deer and men were romantically involved. But I'm positive there was no mention of it being possible for 2 women to have sexual relations. I would have remembered that. Click the intercourse... No, because that's going to go to straight. Click the hyperlink. Noelle scrolls through the page. Most of this page just details historical lesbian relationships. They live such tragic, tortured lives. I hope Dia knows what she signed up for. Unfortunately, for the late 19th century, the word lesbian referred to any derivative or aspect of lesbos, including a type of wine. In 1890, however, the term was used in a medical dictionary as an adjective to describe tribadism? I'll say tribadism, but I don't know. As lesbian love, sexual gratification of 2 women by simulating intercourse. What on earth is tribadism? Is that the finger thing that Mincia was referring to? Click the hyperlink. The page opens. At the top, there's a simple illustration of 2 naked women scissoring. What is this? This is so risque! Noelle breaks into a feverish sweat as she rereads the page as quickly as possible. Then, in panic, Noelle closes the tab, erases her web history, and shuts the computer down. Min was right! I can't believe it! Should such erotic content be allowed on Wikipedia? Anyone can read that. I must destroy all evidence that I've visited that page. Should I install the browser, delete my user profile, perhaps set the computer on fire for good measure and throw it out the window? This better not awaken anything in me. Oh no! It would be very sad if anything was to awaken in you, Noelle, and if you were to suddenly form a crush on Akasha or anything. Oh no! Whatever will we do? Noelle jumps in her chair and she receives a text. Check your phone. Is it me or does King DDD look kind of sexy in this drawing? Okay, sure. Sure thing, Akasha. Most popular deviations submitted in the last. It's your boy Kirby, it's Waddle Dee, it's King DDD, and it's Meta Knight. What? Anyone else? Hello? Anyone care to raise a hand? Anyone? You're insane. Would anyone else hit that? Come on, hello? Noelle? Banging on your door. If you would fuck King DDD, Penguin, you're braver than the US Marines. Dia has left the chat. Min has left the chat. Well, why are you like this? I'm bored. I've been stuck at home all day. Fortunately for you, I can't entertain you for long either. I have to leave for the airport soon. Oh, you're visiting Taiwan, right? How long are you gonna be there again? I'll be there for the entire week. My mom and I will return Sunday afternoon. My dad is staying for an additional week there for business purposes. Can I still message you when you're there? Do you have to use like a VPN or something? No, as long as I have internet access, we should be able to chat like usual. Really? But isn't it like hella censorship and stuff? No, there's nothing like that in Taiwan. It's not as if I'm going to China. Right, right. Also, what's the difference between those countries again? Shot. I mean, I know Taiwan's like an island, but is it like... You said you were shot, yet you're still talking like nothing happened. Its own country? I have high pain tolerance. No, you don't. Anyway, I tried to ask in geography class once, and everyone started arguing. Everyone started arguing because it's a political question. Whether Taiwan is a part of China or a separate country is an extremely controversial issue. Ah, okay. Why though? To be honest, I'm not even really clear on the details myself. As I understand it, the dispute is the result of a civil war that was never properly resolved. Huh. So, are you Taiwanese or Chinese or both? Well, I went to Chinese school as a kid and my parents told me Chinese folktales. Is that how that works? Just because I speak English doesn't mean I'm English. To be frank, I'm floundering because I've never given it any thought. Huh, lol, oops. Didn't mean to give you an identity crisis. Chris from Delta Room. Akasha, big fan, eventually going to be a big fan of Delta Room. Even if I say I'm Taiwanese, hardly anyone knows what that means, even other East Asians. Kinda sounds like how most Americans don't really get Desi identities. How so? Well, they think it's like based on country. Like you're Pakistani or Indian or whatever, but the countries weren't split on racial lines. Like an Indian Punjabi isn't really the same ethnicity as an Indian Guju. For Gujarat, I think? But it's all the same to non-Desis because they know the difference. They don't know the difference, sorry. Oh, you're right, I don't know the difference. Wait, I know the answer to what you are. What is it? You're French. Because you're Frenchman, love heart. That doesn't help me at all. No? No. I really thought Akasha was going in on the flirting for a second, and I was going to be like, I know what you are. You're cute. And I'm going to be like, yes, Akasha, going in there. I respect that. But unfortunately, it was not to be. Later that day, Noelle sits in the back seat as her dad drives him to the airport. She feels a flash of rage when she sees a passing car sporting a proud parent of an honor roll student bumper sticker. Why would you brag about such an unremarkable accomplishment on your car? You're supposed to be on the honor roll. It's like buying a bumper sticker that says my child breathes air. I mean, not really. You're not everyone is on the honor roll. Parents would never even bother mentioning such a banal thing. Noelle's mum squints at the airport signage as it passes them by. Noelle, watch the signs for us. Sorry, I just felt a hair on my hand. Why me? I don't even know how to drive. You were born here. You read faster than us. Alright. How is it after living here for 20 years they still haven't mastered English? Mom can't even speak English well enough to carry a conversation with a stranger. What have they been doing this whole time? Which way is parking? Which lane? Just follow the arrows, turn right. See, even though I have a PhD, I wonder what he's got a PhD in. Ever since you were in 2nd grade, you could read highway signs faster than me. Good thing we have Noelle with us. The signs go by so fast. Noelle's dad scratches his head as she directs him through the airport's labyrinthine roads. Where is it? Feels like we're just going in circles. Why not? See that sign over there? The parking is past the cargo area. Do I turn here? Noelle's hat stops as her dad starts to turn into a street labeled "Do Not Enter." It says "Do Not Enter." Keep straight. No. Ignore Noelle. Go gay. Don't be straight. Go gay or bi. That's what you want to do. Oh. Her dad swerves sharply to stay in his lane. Noelle massages her temples, her heart pounding. I'm surrounded by illiterate idiots. Why does it rest on me, a literal child, to ensure that we don't be driving into oncoming traffic? They have endless energy when it comes to obsessing over my studies. Why can't they work on their own English instead? As the car rolls into a parking lot, Noelle jolts up in her seat. Wait, this isn't the correct garage. Turn around. Wait, how do you know? The sign says premium parking. Premium means something of exceptional quality, superior. So, isn't that good? Not right now, we're looking for the regular run-of-the-mill parking lot. In this context, premium parking means special parking that's a lot more expensive. Oh! Make a U-turn! Make a U-turn! Make a U-turn! We're gonna miss our flight. Noelle's mum sighs as the car makes a series of turns. This would have been easier if you could just talk to us in Chinese. This would have been easier if your English was better too. Noelle crosses her arms in the back seat, fuming. Why am I the one responsible for making sure we're not separated by a language barrier? You were the ones who chose to move here in the first place. Noelle is right, though. Noelle is right. 16 hours later. Taipei? I think. I'm actually curious if this is actually an image from Taipei, or if this is once again a random image of England. Like, I'm pretty sure that street was before that Dia and her mum were driving down. It's funny, though. Noelle and her parents take a taxi from the airport to an alley lined with parked scooters. This must be Argong's apartment. We're staying there for the week. Her mum presses the buzzer. We're here! Come in, come in. After huffing and puffing up 4 stories of stairs, Noelle is drenched in sweat. Ah, I like her. She has a nice look about her. I don't know, she seems friendly. Like she would give really good hugs. Hey! Yay, you're finally here. Chunhua, you've grown so big. Yeah, it must have been in elementary school the last time you saw me. This must be one of my cousins. Noelle, don't be rude. Introduce yourself in Chinese. Hi, marry one, I for laying. My pronunciation is so atrocious, I don't know if they can even understand me. What did you say? La am laying. Can I just talk in English? Agong doesn't speak English. He only knows Japanese, Taiwanese, and Mandarin. Damn! 3 different ones? Hell yeah! Even the Mandarin. He's nearly forgotten. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Gestures at her daughter. She's wearing thick glasses and carrying a huge brick of a book. Noelle, you speak English with Chunhua. She want go college in America, so she very happy practice speaking. Yes, you can call me Literature. Is that a name she chose herself? Chinese people have such odd taste in English names. I feel like that's a misunderstanding. That's alright, Chunhua is fine. We are the same ages, right? Who do you think is more tall? Chunhua eagerly stands back to back with Noelle so the others can judge. Wait, you're standing on your tiptoes, that's cheating. Huh? No, I am not. Wow, you two are like the exact same height. They're both skin and bones, they really are cousins. One US version, one Taiwan version, huh? Noelle glances at Chunhua and realizes with a start that she's right. It's like meeting a version of myself from a universe where my parents never went to America. It kind of is. I'm seeing, like, apart from, I assume that's meant to be a mole on her cheek, apart from that, I'm seeing similarities. At least in the way they're drawn, I guess I should say. But yeah, just like different hairstyles, kinda. That's kinda cool. Kinda interesting. Although I think Chunhua may have slightly thicker eyebrows? I'm not sure. It's cool though. A stranger with my face. You're sure I'm not taller? Yes, we sure. What? Huh? That must be Taiwanese. Chunhua gives him an affectionate hug. What the fuck's an hug? Gives him some affectionate Ugg boots, as Noelle awkwardly watches from the sidelines. Meanwhile, the adults launch into an animated conversation in Taiwanese. Something about Breaking Bad. Wonder what they're talking about. Breaking Bad! My Taiwanese is even worse than my Mandarin. I don't know a single word. Actually, wait, isn't Agong Taiwanese? I didn't cover it in Chinese school. Could it be a term exclusively used in Taiwan? It really is. It's really a special sort of confusion, not knowing what language you're speaking. Yeah, that's always my worry about going to a different country. Like, at any point is that potential language barrier that can happen. Always kind of worries me because I'm not exactly the best at, I can't even speak English properly, never mind fucking, like, Japanese or Taiwanese, or, like, a different language, like German or French or anything like that. They lead Noelle's parents, I'm just going to say the nice lady. The nice lady leads Noelle's parents to the spare bedroom so they can put their luggage away. Just because, like I said, I don't want to mispronounce that and potentially annoy someone. This reminds me of how I used to assume that Japanese curry was a Chinese dish because my mom made it regularly. You have a distant relationship with your parents, your culture becomes a nebulous cloud. Is it Chinese to believe pseudoscience? Is it Chinese to have an outdated and sexist worldview? Or is that just my parents and my particular? How do I distinguish between things peculiar to my life and Chinese culture? Chunhua brightly takes a seat next to Noelle. Anything you have question about, you can ask me. Ask about the area, I guess. Tell me about the surrounding area. Let's look outside. Yo, 7-Eleven, let's go! It's nice to know they've got a convenience store so close by, though. That'd be so good. Chunhua goes over to the window and points as Noelle peers outside at the street below. That way is my house. Me and my mom, we walk over all the time. You must live pretty close by if you're able to come on foot. Yes, we are only a few streets away from Agong. Every weekend, me and my cousins spend here. It's so different from my experience. When you're all settled to 7-Eleven, we go and grab breakfast. Breakfast from 7-Eleven? What, you've never had it? It's good. It is? It won't be all greasy? No, they have fresh tea eggs, hot yams, Odin. If you want a pre-packaged breakfast, they'll heat it for you too. It's actually something that I kind of want to do at some point. I really, really want to be able to go to Japan sometime. And I have heard that, like, the convenience stores are like 7-Eleven and things like that, have, like, really interesting convenient meals that you can get, like preheated meals and stuff. And I just want to try a bunch of them. I just want to spend, like, a random amount of time just eating, like, maybe for, like, lunches or something like that, maybe. Just, like, a bunch of those things. And then for, like, dinner in the evening, we could, like, go to, like, a restaurant or somewhere nice and interesting or whatever. But, like, for lunches or breakfast or whatever, we could just go to 7-Eleven and just, like, try different things. I would love to do that. In America, is it not like that? No, American 7-Elevens are just junk food stores. Junhua points at the train as it rushes by. I like her name. It sounds nice. There's a train station near to us. We take it a lot. You don't use the car to get around? Not much. When we can't use the train, we ride our scooter. What else do you want to know? Ask about her book. I think she speaks pretty good English. Good for you, Chunhua. You've really been doing some good studying, haven't you? Hell yeah. What are you reading? It's a Chinese translation of a Russian novel. What it's called in English, I don't know. That one. Something something brothers. A Tale of Two Brothers. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, I mean. What a game. I've not actually played that game yet, but I've been meaning to. There's brothers, and it's Russian. The brothers Karamazov? That sounds familiar. That sounds correct. I've read it before too. It's exciting. I've never met anyone else who's my age who's read it. Did you like it? The religious themes were of little interest to me personally, but I found some of its other ideas thought-provoking. For example, it argues that humans are so deeply shaped by others that everyone bears some responsibility for the sins of everyone else. That's actually pretty interesting. I like that. I like that idea. Everything that we do is the result of a huge interwoven chain reaction of human interactions, and as a result, a crime is never truly one person's fault. It's a societal failure. To Noel's disappointment, Chunhua nods, looking lost. I see. Guess what I said was beyond her English level. I need to scale back to a simpler topic. Do you like reading? I like reading. Are you nerdy? The sudden question baffles Noel. Yeah, I suppose so. Good, me too. On the wall, there's even a photo of me that what? Actually, I changed my mind. Don't look too much at the photos on the wall. You should not look at them. They're not embarrassing or anything. Just don't look at them. What else do you want to know? Ask about the photos. I want to see. I bet it's adorable. I bet she's in cosplay or like something like that. Tell me about these photos. Okay, if you're sure. They go over to look at the pictures on the wall, and the first one is of Agong and Chunhua at the park. Sorry, I'm just trying to check my recording real quick. Alright, sweet. There's a small chestnut-coloured warbler sitting on Chunhua's arm. That bird at the park, we found him abandoned. It was because he fell out of his nest and broke his wing. After it got better, we taught him to fly so he could go back to the wild. I see, that's very noble of you. It was Agong's idea. He's quiet, but he's actually really nice. You seem very close to your grandpa. Your grandpa? He's your grandpa too. Oh, that's right. To hide her embarrassment, Noelle quickly moves on to the next photo. It looks old. A swarm of children are building a sandcastle as smiling adults look on in the background. This is me, Wan Ping and Wan Zong. I probably mispronounced those. They're my older cousins. They're my uncle's children. Wan Zong is working right now. Too bad Wan Ping is traveling right now, or else we could have hung out. Where is he visiting? Japan. It's his honeymoon. Honeymoon? Did he get married? Yes, a month ago. Oh, I had no idea. In the picture, the people behind us is Juju, maybe? Agong and Ama. We didn't know it, but that weekend was our last one with Ama. Aw. Can't help but feel jealous that they had any weekends together. While she was spending every Saturday with her cousins and grandparents, I was at school struggling to learn an entire language so I could even begin to communicate with them. Yeah. Chunhua reluctantly gestures at the last photo, which she was clearly saving for last. And this is me with my anime figures. So this is what she meant by nerdy. It's alright, I have a friend who's interested in that sort of thing too. Really? And she's American? Yes. She sounds cool, I want to meet her. You do? Once Noelle turns away from the photo, Chunhua points to a framed certificate hanging on the wall behind her. You should look at this award, too. It is your mom's. What, really? In college, she won a bunch of poetry contests. She was even in the newspaper. I had no idea. This is going to sound extremely mean, but I never suspected my mom had any sort of creative talent at all. All I've ever known her as is a strict, closed-minded housewife. Here, you should read her things. She's very skilled. Chunhua pulls a magazine out from a cabinet and flips it open to a page of poetry. See what I mean? Some people just have a way with words. It's a big waste that she quit. I guess there wasn't enough reason to keep doing it over in America. Noelle stares blankly at her mum's poem. I can't read any of it. Damn, that's sad. That evening, Noelle and her parents walked to the subway. One sec. Can I randomly just say, because I was just replying to a text message real quick. This music is very nice. Like, holy shit, I love it. Might be my favourite piece of music on the soundtrack so far. Like, holy shit, that they've used in this soundtrack. Like, holy shit. That evening, Noelle and her parents walked to the subway to buy a sandwich. Here's our train. We should reach the night market in a few stops. The night market? Is that like Wall Market from Final Fantasy? Game references. I know it's not. I know it's probably not like that. But I liked Wall Market in 7 Remake. It was cool. Ugh, I hate taking public transit. Trains are always filthy and poorly maintained. As they board the MRT carriage, Noelle steels herself the stench of vomit, urine, and cigarettes she's grown to expect from American subways. But to her amazement, the car's shiny floors and seats look so squeaky clean you could eat off them. It's absolutely spotless! Pleasantly surprised, she sits beside her parents in a gleaming plastic seat. Ship Eye Station. Now coming into Ship Eye Station. You can actually clearly hear what they're saying. It's not indistinct mumbling like on Bart. What? I don't know what that means. An LCD screen right across from her neatly displays the names of the previous, current, and next stations. This is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. The phone buzzes. Her heart leaps when she sees that it's Akasha. It looks like she just, like, spat in a circle and took a picture, like, yeah! Oh my god, Akasha, I love you so much. Why did you send this? I thought you liked me. Even if I hypothetically did like you, I wouldn't want to see this awful picture of you. Personally, I think it's very hot and sexy of me to play video games against little kids at Fry's Electronics and lose. Is that what you're doing? Nah, I'm back home now playing the game I bought. It's called Portal. Let's go! This is a triumph. I'm being so sincere right now. Because Akasha is playing Portal. Hell yeah. Dude, you'd love it. I don't play computer games. No, you would actually love it, trust me. It's not like other games where you're like some guy shooting stuff. You're a girl and it's a puzzle game. It's in a science research facility. Oh? I'll give you the CD sometime, just play it. I'll consider it after I return from my trip. Oh yeah, you're in Taiwan, I forgot about that. What are you up to right now? I'm riding the subway with my parents. How's that? I hope they ain't giving you a hard time. Actually, ever since we've arrived in Taipei, they've actually been in really good spirits. Never seen my mother so relaxed before. It's probably because she's, like, back amongst her people, I suppose. Like, amongst her family and friends that she used to know before she moved to America. So I can imagine that it's like, a happy feeling to be back home that's making her feel relaxed and maybe a bit nostalgic, maybe? She'll just be happy to be back home to see her family. Oh, dang. That's good. We're on the way to the night market right now. I feel paranoid that everyone can tell I'm a foreigner. Well, I get what you mean. When I'm in India, they can tell I'm an American before I even open my mouth. Just from the way I carry myself. Interesting. I like to think that means that Akasha just, like, rocks up in India, gets off the plane, sees other Indian people, and immediately just goes, "Hey," or something, and everyone's like, "Yep, that's an American." Her mum sighs as Noelle taps out her response on her phone. There you are, addicted to your phone. How am I addicted? Compared to other teenagers, I barely use it. I know, she just messaged a friend. Chill the fuck out. Spend so much time talking to your friends. It's a good thing. But friendships are only temporary. As soon as it's inconvenient, they'll all disappear. Alright, she clearly has a lot of deep-seated issues with friendship then, apparently. If I moved to America for your future, not a single one kept in touch with me. The only people you can trust is your family, and I was so far away from all of mine. Well, she can't trust you guys, that's the problem. Life of an immigrant is a lonely one. Is she hoping I'm gonna console her or thank her for making such a brutal sacrifice for my sake? I'm too much of a... I'm too interested in Japan that I almost misread sake as sake. God damn it. It was her own decision as a full-grown adult to move here. That wasn't up to me. I know, I really hate when parents, like, blame their children for decisions that they made in their life. It really fucking gets on my nerves. Regardless of what the situation may have been, it still wasn't the child's fault. You know, cut your child a fucking break. Like, give them a break, should I say. Cut them some slack. Mum sighs heavily and stares out the window. There's a message she's always trying to impart on me. I'm lonely because of you. Well, because that's what you're teaching them. That's how you're making them feel. Noel watches the scenery fly by. After half an hour, the train arrives at the destination precisely on time. Let's look for clothes. You need new ones. But I have plenty of clothes already. They all have holes in them. You should just throw them away already. Noel browses through a sea of clothing racks for her parents. A hideous pair of beige pants catches her eye. This would complement many items in my wardrobe. She turns it over in her hand, searching for its price tag, but it's missing. I'm gonna ask how much these trousers are. Do you know how? Are you serious? Of course I know how. A little bit miffed, she marches up to the stall's cashier and shows her the pants. Light, I ask how much are these pants? 200 NTD? That's only about $7. What a bargain. I waste buy this. What did you say? I stumbled over the pronunciation. I want to buy this. Okay. Ashamed, Noelle doesn't dare speak another word as the cashier bags their purchase. Excellent, simply superb. For 6 years of Chinese school, I still can't speak, read, or write Mandarin. She finds her way back to her parents, who are just finishing up their purchase at the neighbouring stall. I'm hungry. Hi, hungry, I'm Dad. Hey! Got him. Let's get dinner at the food court. What for? There's food stalls all over the place. We just eat it as we shop. No, I want to properly sit down somewhere and have a meal. I understand both of those opinions. Sometimes I want to sit down and have something to eat. Sometimes, like, if I'm, like, having a good time shopping, I just want to grab something like a Greg's. For something, get, like, sausage roll from Greg's or something. Oh, I really want a sausage roll now, god damn it. I actually do have some Greg's sausage rolls in the freezer. I'm so tempted to have them, but I'm saving them for lunches, god damn it. But yeah, and then I can just, like, grab something, eat it, and keep moving, basically, which can be nice. Noelle follows her parents down the flight of stairs to the underground food court. It's a bizarre space that reminds Noelle of a mirror maze. They sit down at a stall and Noelle scans the menu, which is conveniently printed directly on the surface of the table. Something chicken, something soup? Noelle has to pick her dish based on the pictures like a toddler would. Do you know what you're getting? I will order the oyster omelette. It's seldom seen in America, so I should take the chance to eat it here. Yeah, that's actually a fair idea. That's actually something I probably would try and do. Try new things. You don't like it, oh well, but, you know, at least you tried it, you know. Might as well have a bit of an experience while you're there. As the stall worker comes over and takes parents' orders, Noelle mentally recites hers, determined not to be rendered an articulate child again. I know this is kindergarten level vocabulary. I want oyster omelette. That sounds a tad crude though in English. I'd normally say something more like, I'd like to have the oyster omelette. Hello, what do you want to order? I want oyster omelette. The woman jots her order down on a pad of paper, nodding. Are you American-born Chinese? Huh? My Chinese was that bad? I am. I could tell, I guess from your accent, it's so heavy. Noelle's mum sighs as the woman walks off to prepare their meals. All those years of Chinese school wasted. Ugh. Their food arrives within minutes. Noelle tries a gooey spoonful of her oyster omelette. It's delicious. You never would guess this only cost $3. Really? Let me try. Parents each taste a spoonful of the oyster omelette and shrug unimpressed. Oh, this is below average. I've had way better ones around here before. Yeah, this isn't really what this is supposed to taste like. Well, I'm never here, so I wouldn't have known that. Annoyed now, Noelle takes another bite of the oyster omelette. This is the best thing I've ever eaten. I should find out what this place is called so I can find it again. She looks up the name of the stall, but it's in Chinese. I can't read it. Great. Better savor it while it lasts, then. This omelette I can only taste once. It's all too soon. It's over. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I've had some meals so good like before that you just want it to last forever. Noelle sighs as they get up to continue shopping. You should have tried harder to convince me to learn Chinese. Are you serious? We told you to quit not so many times. You never properly explained why it was important not to. All you did was give me condescending lectures about how I was too young to understand why it mattered and how I'd be an embarrassment if I didn't learn. English is our second language. It's hard to explain things to you. And it's true, you are an embarrassment. Last week I saw a neighbor's son moving the lawn, and he greeted me in Chinese. See? That's what happens when you listen to your parents. Michael goes to Taiwan with his family every summer. That's the reason he's more fluent, not because he was a superior child to me. Why didn't we just visit Taiwan more often when I was younger? That alone would have made me more interested in learning. I feel like I've been trying to understand Chinese culture by looking at it through a soda straw until now. Do you think we didn't want to visit Taiwan more too? The airplane tickets were expensive. We had to save up years just for one trip. Oh. But even so, I guess you should have done more to show me that speaking Mandarin could be a positive experience. Why'd you always speak to me in English even though you can't fully express yourselves in that language? You'd converse with me in Chinese from a young age. I would have naturally picked it up from daily use. We thought that you would have an accent if we did that. We were worried that you wouldn't fit in at school. For once, they actually have a decent reason. That's ridiculous. There's no way I could have developed an accent when everyone else I interacted with spoke English. I would have grown up bilingual without any ill effects. Resigned, her dad shrugs. Well, it's too late now. What can you do? The last day of the trip. I hope we see Chunhua again. I like Chunhua. She seems nice. Noelle and her relatives visit the columbarium housing Ama's ashes. Ah, is this kind of like I know this is going to be really weird as a comparison, but Cyberpunk. There's like an area that had like these like big like grey slabs of sorts with a handle on and like and a lock, whatever, and you use the key, you open it, and you can put like items inside, and it's kind of like a way of remembering people without having like a gravestone, I guess. I wonder if it's like that. My mom visits this place every time she's in Taiwan. Whoa, that's cool. Oh, it looks beautiful. Noelle follows her grandpa into the worship hall. We crossed an ocean. Whoa, don't cross me! Don't cross me, that's rude. I'm just kidding. But don't actually cross me. I don't want you to cross me, okay? I'm more of a circle person. I don't do crosses in tic-tac-toe. See my noughts and crosses as well. I was trying to remember what it was called then for a second. See my grandpa, and I've barely spoken a word to him. It's not out of lack of interest. He must have lived a fascinating life. He's the only grandparent I have left. But how do you gain access to the heart of a stranger? Where do you even begin? Tell me about yourself? Who says that's their own grandfather? It sounds like a job interview. Even if I knew what I wanted to say, what am I capable of saying in Chinese? I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on the person. If I in the future had, like, a grandchild who I unfortunately hadn't got to see much because they were living in a different country or something, and they were like, tell me about yourself, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Well, you know, I lived here. I did this. I did that. You know, me and your grandma Jess, we did these things and did those things or whatever and all that, and then I can eventually, you know, go tell me about yourself and then get to know them. Today is Sunday. I'm a student. What? She watches Chunhua take a lotus petal from a glass bowl and offer it to the giant Buddhas. Noelle, we're gonna pray for Ama. Take a flower petal from that bowl over there. Can I pray in English? If you have to. And show what she's supposed to do, Noelle does her best to imitate her parents. Hello, Buddha. I seriously doubt that you exist, but I'm sure that Ama was a wonderful woman. Chunhua deposits her lotus petal in the bowl before the Buddhas, her eyes shining with tears. I miss Ama. To Noelle's surprise, her aunt embraces Chunhua like it's the most natural thing in the world. They're so comfortable with each other. Is that how mothers and daughters are supposed to be? When I look at my mother, the first emotion I feel is stress. Preach! Preach, Noelle! Preach! I feel like the only person in this that doesn't seem to have parental issues, possibly, is Akasha. Like, her mum and dad seem pretty chill. I don't know much about her mum, but her dad was, like, really, really nice and really chill. But, like, the rest of them, like, all have their own different issues with parents. And that cuts deep to the fucking core for me, I'll admit. Noelle deposits her lotus petal in the bowl and joins Agong, who's waiting to the side. He smiles awkwardly at her as they stand together in silence. What should I do? Trying to build a relationship in broken Mandarin, tell him I like reading and my favorite color is green? Or do I let the moment pass me by, say nothing, and remain strangers? Am I a terrible person if that's what I do? Come on, we're going upstairs. I would at least try and say hi. There's no harm in at least trying. I'm sure he can at least understand that she comes from a different country, so there's going to be a bit of a language barrier there. But yeah. After an elevator ride, they arrive at the floor, housing her grandma's ashes. Alma's over here. Noel follows everyone down the hall to one of the niches? The only thing distinguishing it from the others is the tiny name tag on the door. Not that I can read it. Even if I could, I don't know the names of any of my relatives. At this point, I'm too embarrassed to ask. Even Chunhua's name, I only know by sound. I have no idea what it looks like. Noel's dad points to the units beside Alma's. Your mom and I bought our spots too. Already? You're only in your 50s? Yeah, but you never know what could happen. There's a limited number, so we made sure to reserve them before they were all gone. I suppose my parents are fairly old, I guess. They didn't manage to have me until their 40s. Going off of the average American life expectancy, they probably have around 25 years left. Noel's mum wipes her eyes as they open the little door of Alma's unit. Will I cry when my mother dies someday? I'm starting to seriously worry that I won't. What kind of monster does that make me? What kind of cold, heartless person cares so little about their own parents? Everyone has difficulty with their family, trust me, I know that. Is there something wrong with me? Do I just not form emotional bonds as deeply as ordinary people do? Well, that might be more of a case of the way that you have grown up. You know, the fact that because of the way that your parents treated you, and you felt like you weren't treated with love and admiration or respect or anything, that's become your norm, so you don't... So she doesn't... I'm saying this as if I'm talking to her, but... So she doesn't exactly kind of see other people that way. She doesn't have those same experiences, those same relationships. And because of the fact that she spent so much of her life, like, studying and studying and studying, or going to Chinese school, and not really being able to have her own time until she was a teenager, it's kind of stunted her emotional and social growth, I suppose. That's just my view on it anyway. I could be talking out of my ass for all I know. When they get back to Argong's apartments, Noelle and her mum begin packing to leave. Are you all flying back tonight? My voice just broke. Actually, my dad will be in Taiwan for another week attending to business matters, so my mother and I are flying back alone. Oh, 1 week was too short. As Noelle fits the last of her clothes into the roller bag, Chunhua takes a seat, pulling a thick tome out of her backpack. Noelle feels a twinge of sadness as she watches her cousin read her huge academic-looking book. If I'd have grown up in Taiwan, we probably would have become close. Suddenly, a strange thought occurs to Noelle. If I'd have grown up here, would my personality have been shaped into something more similar to Chunhua? How much of my personality is just a product of being raised by an immigrant helicopter mother with no friends or family around to balance her out? Would my mother and I have actually gotten along? The magazine Chunhua showed Noelle earlier is still out on the coffee table, taunting her. I'm finished packing, so I have some extra time to kill. Oh, my ass hurts so bad. Too much info, I know, but good God, I'm even sat on a cushion right now. This chair's just not that comfy, but oh well. I have some time to kill before we leave for the airport. Maybe I can translate the poem that my mother wrote. Just checking my recording again real quick. Noelle digs her emergency Chinese to English dictionary out of her backpack. I was being a petulant baby in elementary school. All I have to do is persevere and power through learning the language properly this time. Isn't it like more of a case that one of the reasons why they teach children to try and learn other languages at that age is because it's actually easier for children to learn a language, whereas when you get older, it's harder to learn for whatever reason. I swear I remember hearing that somewhere, or reading that somewhere. Simply look up each word I don't know and burn its pronunciation and meaning into my memory. Unfortunately, she doesn't know a single word in the poem's first line. After spending 15 minutes pounding 7 words into her memory, her enthusiasm evaporates. This is actually incredibly difficult. I'm not surprised that I have nothing to show for my 6 years of Chinese school. It feels like the knowledge is just washing over my brain like water over plastic. Is my brain just not wired for this? Could it be genetic? Even after living the majority of their lives in America, my parents haven't mastered English either. It takes another 15 minutes for it to finally overcome the first line of the poem. At last, onto the second line. I already know all these words. Mirror, flower, water, moon. It's total gibberish. Is it supposed to sound poetic mushed together like that? Mirror, flower, water. Noelle feels the urge to tear the magazine to shreds. Perhaps noticing her hands quaking with Billy's suppressed rage, Chunhua peers over Noelle's shoulder to see what she's reading. What's wrong? Nothing, I'm just translating one of my mom's poems. Why don't you ask your mom for help? I'd rather die. Oh, okay. Mood. Can I help? Maybe I can help instead? Where are you stuck? What's this supposed to mean? Oh, that's, how do you call it? A saying like the lesson of a story. It's short for flower in the mirror, moon in the water. Pretty much, it means something that you can see but never grasp. Like a flower reflected in a mirror or the moon shining on the water's surface. Yes, you can't reach your hand through the mirror and take the flower out. It's impossible. You can only look, but never have it. I see. So mirror, flower, water, moon is shorthand for something beautiful but unattainable. Pretty much. Nice lady cheers as Noelle's mum manages to zip her bulging suitcase closed. Ready to go to the airport? Let's go. Noelle gives the half-translated poem one last despairing look before flipping the magazine shut. Is that what I've been chasing after this whole time? A flower in the mirror? If only I get straight A's, I'll have a normal relationship with my parents. If only I land a summer internship, I'll have a normal relationship with my parents. If only I become fluent in Chinese, I'll eventually have a normal relationship with my parents. What if it was never possible from the start, no matter what I did? It's a sad realization. That evening, Noelle and her mum make landfall in California. Instead of driving home from the airports, they take the BERT back. Oh, it's a type of train, alright. Noelle wrinkles her nose as she inhales the stench of vomit, urine, and cigarettes. Dad's car is parked at the airport garage. Why not just drive it home? Wouldn't be able to get gas. It's not safe for women to pump gas. It's so easy for a criminal to grab you and drive away. Is that true? We live in one of the safest suburbs in the entire US. Is that why she always has my dad pump the gas? Besides, I can't read fast enough. When you're driving on the freeway, the signs pass by so quickly. Noelle reluctantly sits down on a filthy one seat with a suspicious brown stain on it. Yep, that's trains for you. The conductor mumbles something unintelligible over the intercom as the train stops at the station. I say that as if the trains where I live are bad, but they're actually not that bad. They're actually pretty good. 6, miss, The breathless man enters the train car just in time before the doors shut. His eyes frantically scour its interior. Does this train go to Berkeley? It does not. This is the Fremont train. Shit! I need to get off at the next station. Yeah, I've been there before. As the train continues onward, Noelle notices a puddle of liquid travelling down the floor. What is that? Did someone spill their drink? Fucking nasty. That bitch peed in her seat. What? Disgusted, Noelle recoils and keeps her feet as far as possible from the pee spreading down the floor. So fucking gross, fuck bitch. Resident Evil, please evacuate at the next station. What is he saying? The urine is a Resident Evil. We need to get off the train at the next station. Ouch. Once the doors open, Noelle and her mum hastily dragged their luggage off the train and onto a concrete platform. Maybe we should have driven after all. I didn't know Bart was like this. We're still several stops from our destination. Noelle and her mum wait on a bench for the next train home. 9-car train to Fremont in 6 minutes. Our next train will arrive in 6 minutes. Okay. Good thing I was here with you, or else I wouldn't know what train to take. I feel like there's parallels going on here. They were in Taiwan and Noelle was just lost to everything and had that language barrier. And now that she's like back in the US, her mum is now having the language barrier and Noelle is fluent and just fine. Maybe this is like a way to try and get Noelle to understand her mother a little bit more, maybe, or something, or for her mother to understand her. I don't know. Exhausted, Noelle stares at the dark line of trees ahead of them. It's cold. Why are we here? Just to suffer? Because the hobo lady peed on the floor? That's not what I mean. Why did you move from Taiwan to America? To give you more opportunities. That doesn't really make any sense. Taiwan is superior to the US by every conceivable metric. It's not even close. Taiwan has socialized healthcare, more robust public infrastructure, and one of the lowest poverty rates in the world. Americans live shorter lives. Even worse, they're not as good at math and science. Taiwan was different in the past. All you see is Taiwan now, but it didn't used to be this way. America was strong. We were scared China was going to invade Taiwan. But they didn't. In all this time that we've lived in America, nothing's happened. That's true, but it could have happened. But the plain truth is that it didn't. But I can understand her fear. Don't dismiss it, Noelle. I understand that you might be angry, but at least she has a valid reason. You could have just stayed put. I could have grown up in Taiwan like Chunhua and the rest of my cousins, and everything would have been fine. But then you never would have met Akasha. God. But we didn't know that. You think we had a crystal ball telling us the future? Noelle's mum perks up as a train screeches to a stop at the platform. Fruitvale, Dublin, Pleasanton Station. What is it? Pleasanton Station? What? Whatever. Made it sound like one whole word. Is this our train? No, it's not. Oh. Noelle's mum settles up glumly back on the bench. You know how Chunhua wants to study in America? Yes. I told her not to do it. It's not worth it. I didn't realize how hard it would be. You'll be far from everyone you know, and your kids won't understand what you're talking about. You can't communicate with them. I didn't know that if you have kids in America, your kids will be American. We're the kids in America. Oh, whoa. That wasn't obvious to you? No. Yikes. The next day. We back. Noelle waits with her friends for the baseball club meeting to begin. Why does Dia look like shredded? Like, she looks like hench as fuck for some reason. She looks like really strong in that, like, drawing. How was Taiwan? It was amazing. The subway system was so punctual and efficient, and the signage was so clear. If you ever visit Dia, you don't have to be afraid of getting lost or not hearing the announcements like you do on BART. Everyone there meticulously organizes their recyclables, too. People fail to sort their materials properly, the government will fine them up to $200. Wait, they do that in Korea, too. Interesting. Perhaps Korea is more similar to Taiwan than I thought. I bet Korea did it first, then Taiwan just stole it. What makes you think that? Dia listens with a small smile as Noelle continues. What? I also just noticed as well, actually. This might be a little bit of progress with Dia, because she mentioned before that she usually wears shirts with long sleeves so you can't see her arms, and she was nervous about her arm hair because she thought it was thick. And in this image now, she's wearing a shorter sleeve shirt and you can see her arms, and you can see the bit of hair there as well, which makes me think that this is her trying to get over it. Oh, I love that detail. Dia listens with a small smile as Noelle continues extolling the virtues of Taipei's trash collecting system instead of describing any of the landmarks that she visited. Oh, Noelle. You must have liked it there. You're right, I actually did. What do you call it when you're grateful for the things your parents have done for you, but at the same time you feel like they make critical mistakes that'll probably affect you forever? Isn't that just life? I suppose it is. Damn it, my shoelaces keep coming undone. Noelle glances to her left where Akasha is crouched over, tying her sneaker laces. What the fuck? Akasha! Honey! Boo-boo, we need a word. I need a word with you. What the hell are you doing with your shoelaces? Why have you tied your shoelaces like that? This is the Silicon Valley, Frenchman, the land of innovation. Did you get me any souvenirs on your trip? No. Ah, meanie. I didn't get anyone anything. We had limited luggage space. All we brought back was snacks that can't be found here and dubious beauty products my mom wanted. Dubious beauty products? Like what? Nail clippers with bombs in them? Just gonna clip my nails. Explosion. Why would there be nail clippers with bombs in them? All I meant was products with questionable value, like skin whitening cream. Wait, skin whitening cream? Like to make your skin lighter? Yes, Chinese beauty standards are all kinds of messed up. It's been ingrained very deeply into people's minds the lighter your skin is, the better. That's weird. Okay. That's just like India. Yeah, oh my god, I thought it was just a brown thing. You guys have colorism too? Oh, is it similar in your culture? It's a whole thing, like you have no idea. I would argue that maybe I actually do have an idea. My mother even tells me not to spend time outside to avoid getting a tan. Well, my mom does that too. They have those dumb as fuck skin creams in Korea too. It's the same. It's the same. Yellow and brown parents, they match like pee and poo. What the fuck, man? Dia once again, done with everyone's shit. I only just realized how tall Dia is. Like, she wasn't they weren't kidding when they said that Dia was tall. Akasha, have you ever considered not speaking? How mean, the second I open my mouth, you all jump to slap my balls. Do you have to word it like that? I'm just trying to use more phrases with the word balls in my normal conversations. I like the fact that anytime she looks smug, it's like she's doing the sounds. Like, Why? I don't know, I just think it'll add more flavor. Semis assemble. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. The semis gather around Krista and Liz as they begin the meeting. So we got good news and we got bad news. Good news is we have a game today. Bad news is it's just the Niles baseball team again. God damn it, Niles! Why is Niles doing the baseball team again? And I told him I would not accept that. Scrambled eggs. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. We're the only ones that could play us again. Oh, that's not surprising. We either win by pulling some weird shenanigans, or lose so badly we get mercied. There's no in between. So most teams we play aren't exactly eager for a rematch. We had to swear up and down you guys would be normal this time. So y'all better not be weird. Alright, we yakusoku. What? That's how you say promise in Nihongo, aka Japanese. Is everyone ready to go? The other team got here early. Ah, the baseball field. It's good to see you again, old friend. The semis walk over to the field where the killer whales are already warming up. Thanks for being willing to play us again, guys. It's Jun! Ah! It's fucking Min's brother! Let's go! No problem, time for our revenge. Yeah, right, we destroyed you guys last time. Well, that was before our secret weapon joined the team. Secret weapon? We got a new guy, he's pretty good. Oh yeah? Where is he? Jun and Hader look around amongst their teammates, but as seconds pass, the faces grow more and more alarmed. I'm actually not sure. Maybe he got lost on his way driving here? Yeah, that seems typical of him. It's fine, we can wait a few minutes for him to show up. So I can't actually remember, is there a reason why Jun and Min go to different schools? No one came. He's decidedly late at this point. Can't believe this, where the fuck is that guy? Did you try calling him? He didn't pick up. Well, it's not like he can answer the phone if he's driving. You guy's pathetic, making up some guy to blame your loss on. We're not making him up, he's real. We didn't lose yet, stop jumping to conclusions. Is it okay if we start playing without him? If he turns up later, he can join the game then. Yeah, sure. As the killer whales file into the dugout, Noelle starts tracking to a spot on the right field. She scowls disdainfully at the barren patch of grass as she passes it. Krista likes pointing out at the tiny patch and going, I'll defend that area so you cover the rest of the field, okay? Hope that grass grows back soon or I don't have to keep hearing that joke. I don't get the joke. Hey wait, no, you're playing second base today. I am? Why? Yeah, why? She ducks and covers whenever the ball comes her way. That's exactly why she needs to do it. I'm taking AP Psych and I found out there's something called exposure therapy. It's where you make someone do something they're afraid of until they stop whining and get used to it. Yeah, but the problem with that kind of thing is that it works on certain people, but some people it might actually just make the fear of that thing or that problem worse. That doesn't sound like the textbook definition to me. Krista, then how come when we went to that demon ride at Great America, you had your eyes closed the whole time? That was before I knew what exposure therapy was. Uh-huh. Wait, but I was second base. What happens to me then? You're playing left field now because you run fast. You're moving a whole bunch of people around, not just you two. Krista thinks she's a Mega Mind master now because of AP Psychology. No bitches? Not saying that to these girls, by the way. I'm just saying because Mega Mind. Hey, I never said that! Noelle begins tracking second base. I do feel a bit better equipped to band second base now than I did when I was first roped into this club. I don't like to appear underinformed, so a bit after our first game I read the baseball rulebook from cover to cover. Still, really hope no one hits the ball my way. To surprise, Akasha is already standing by second base. Bonjour, Frenchman! Why are you here? I'm the shortstop, I'm supposed to be here. What? Aren't you supposed to be closer to third base? Says who? The diagram in the baseball rulebook? Nah, the shortstop's position mirrors the second baseman's. You're supposed to work together and vary your positioning to anticipate what the batter and runner will do, you know? See? Right, I knew that. So we're both covering the same base, and that makes things unnecessarily confusing. Maybe they'll accidentally stumble into each other and hug. You're like a duo, it's a good thing. You're goddamn right, Liz gets it. Yeah, we should negotiate who does what in different situations. Alright, fine. How about you cover second when there's a runner on first, and field the ground balls close to us. This is literally I am Noel in Taiwan right now. I have no idea what half of this even means. I'll also take care of the fly balls. You're just trying to get out of doing as much work as possible. The game kicks off, and to her relief, Min quickly strikes out the first batter. Good, you do that 2 more times and we get to bat. Hayden digs into the batter's box next. Min throws a floater that curves up towards his head for a moment before dropping back toward the strike zone. Instead of swinging, Hayden flinches backward out of the way. Strike! What's wrong with you, man? Nothing, just make sure I don't get hit in the fucking mouth. I had a dream last night that my teeth were falling out. That's what you wasted your dream on? It's not like I can control what I dream about. Yeah, I wish I could control what I dream about. I would dream about my girlfriend every night. I mean, huh? Who said that? Who said that? Or food. Actually, no, not food, because then I feel like I would subconsciously start, like, eating my pillow or something in my sleep. And I don't want to have to deal with that in the morning. And then I'd probably wake up really hungry as well in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I need food now. I'm also very hungry right now, if you can't tell. Min hurls another pitch his way, but instead of dancing like usual, it pretty much just sails down the middle. Hayden manages to make contact and drives the ball into the grass. Bounces into the air, and for one singularly terrifying moment, Noelle sees it coming straight at her. Egad! I hate ground balls! Noelle covers her face with one arm and half-heartedly attempts to catch the ball with the other. She braces for impact when often hits her. On the mound, Min managed to intercept the ball by catching it behind her back without looking at it. Huh? Whoa! Even Min herself looked shocked as she caught it. Just because it's cool doesn't mean he's out. Throw it first! Min hastily lobs the ball to Liz. It just barely beats Hayden to first base. Out! Oh man, that was close. As Hayden heads back to the dugout in defeat, there's a distant shout. Sorry I'm late! Some guy is sprinting down the hill to the killer whales at top speed. Huh. My butt hurts so bad. Sorry. Very sorry. Saban! Where were you? The killer whale player sighs despondently as he joins his teammates. I was driving over when all of a sudden a spider crawled up my leg. So obviously I crashed the car. Obvious? What? You okay? Don't worry, I'm fine. I just knocked a street sign over. Isn't that a crime? How big was the spider? Like this big. Pinches his thumb and index finger together to demonstrate. So small. Like your dick. What? Nothing. But it was all hairy, so practically speaking it was the equivalent to a spider twice as big. Even if it was twice as big, isn't crashing kind of an overreaction? No? Whatever, just get up to bat already. It's your turn. This guy seems like a coward. Wonder what makes him their secret weapon. No. He's really good at batting. Saban digs in behind home plate. He's standing on the other side of the plate. He must be left-handed. Min hurls the next pitch and the batter shifts into a bunting stance at the last second. He's not even going to try and hit it? He starts to run towards first base as the ball glances off his bat, sending the baseball towards Liz. She's forced to rush forward to field it, leaving first base unmanned. I got it! By the time she scooped the ball up, Saban is well on his way to first base. He's fast! Frenchman! Oh, I need to cover first base since Liz isn't here. Noelle belatedly runs towards the base so Liz can throw the ball to her, but Saban beats her there. The killer whales cheer as Saban overruns the base. Yeah, Sub-Zero! More of a Scorpion fan myself. Sub-Zero? That's me, they call me Sub-Zero because I'm so cool, I'm like ice. Huh? No fair, I want a badass nickname too. Oh please, like what? Like Sub-Zero. You're just gonna copy him? It would have been amazing if she said Scorpion. Saida shakes her head as Sub-Zero basks under his teammates' praise. Tss, who the heck bunts to get on base? I mean, if you're fast, it's doable. Lefties have a huge advantage when bunting too, because they're already 2 steps ahead of where righty batters are when they lay down the bunt. That's so cheap. Well, that's the essence of baseball, no? Cheating and being cheap? I thought the essence of baseball was friendship and teamwork. You've been watching too much anime again. Oh yes, that too. Jun is next up to bat. He swings at the pitch, the knuckleball suddenly swerves outward as he sends in the bats, dodging it entirely. Dia misses the ball by a mile too. She rips her mask off and chases after it. Sub-Zero takes off running towards second base. He's taking the chance to steal, I need to tag him out! Dia secures the ball and throws it to Akasha. Got it! Never mind, looks like Akasha's supposed to cover second base here. Sub-Zero skids to a halt halfway between the bases. Oh no! Oh no! Because it was his choice to run, we need to actually tag him with the ball. Akasha charges toward him and Sub-Zero turns around and flees back towards first base. Throw it to me! Huh! Akash lobs the ball over and Liz tags him out. No! Nice one, Akarsha. Akarsha? Who's that? You? I don't know what you're talking about, man. My name is Sub-Zero. No, it's not! The team switches sides. Snow crosses the field. She's struck with a peculiar awareness of where she is. Barely a day ago, I was on the opposite side of the planet. I was in Taiwan where the garbage truck sings Beethoven's Fair Release while collecting the trash. That's kinda cool. But now I'm here playing baseball, wearing a little cap, sweating and running on grass. Why am I here? It's a mistake that I'm here. Hello, Earth's a Frenchman. What? You didn't hear a thing I said, huh? My apologies. What was it? I said it's hot as balls out here. Not this again. So what are you so lost and thought about? Nothing, really. It's just strange knowing I would have led a completely different life if my parents had stayed in Taiwan. I would have been someone who was close to her family, someone who wasn't ignorant of her own culture. Maybe I would have been a better person. I think you're a good person, Noelle. You try your best. I like you just the way you are, though. If your parents didn't move, we never would have met. I mean, of course, because obviously that makes up for everything. Akasha grins and the inside of Noelle's palm prickles. If only she knew! This is so peculiar. Is this what extreme anger feels like? Right now I'm only pretending to be annoyed for comedic effect. The sensation is so unbearable she wants to scratch at it until it goes away. I mean, you went there on vacation. You're probably looking at it through rose-colored glasses. You probably have tons of struggles over there that you're completely clueless about. Even so, the standard of living there is on an entirely different level. This is backed up by actual statistics, not just my personal opinion. I don't know, man. It's not good to wallow too long in self-pity. Else you get lost in the sauce. The sauce? What sauce? It's a metaphor for being out of touch with reality. 1 second. Alright, so I was just looking at how far I actually am into this. Apparently we've only got about half an hour left. I'm going to see if I can push on and finish this. But I'm just a little bit worried because I actually have plans at 7 PM, so I'm kind of a bit nervous that I might not be able to finish this in time. But I want to try and finish this today if I can. It's a metaphor for being out of touch with reality. But I like to imagine barbecue sauce. Ugh. Oh, well, that was happy. The rest of the Senmei's cheer as Dia bats Krissa in. Oh, they're not just walking Dia like last game? I told Jonah to shave his hair off in his sleep if he did that again, because it's not fun for Dia. Who's up next? Me, time to unravel my special technique. Wait, she better not be trying that getting hit on purpose thing again. Oblivious, Junseo throws a fastball to Akasha. Akasha leans into the pitch, causing the ball to bounce off her elbow guard. Haha, free walk to first base. Huh? You can't do that on purpose! The guy on the Niles team who's serving as their umpire page for his rulebook's lost. Does it say that in the rules? Actually, it's not relevant whether Akasha caused the ball to hit her or not. Per Rule 2, Section 40 of the NFHS rulebook, there's no distinction between the act of touching or by being touched. Seriously? Thank you, baseboy lawyer. Mwah. Actually, just last summer, Rule 734 was added, stating that the batter shall not permit a pitch ball to touch him. But it's not really my job to remind them to update their rulebook. But still, that's not fair. You might not like it, but this is what peak baseball looks like, bitches. Even the Major League Baseball logo is a guy getting hit by the pitch. Wait, what are you talking about? It's a guy swinging the ball, at the ball. No, really picture it. The ball is too high up, and look how close it is to him. It's too late, so no way he's gonna be able to hit it in time. It's a guy who's about to get beamed. No way. She's right. It really is a guy about to get hit. I rest my case. Akasha jogs off to first base victorious. Alright, I'm up next. There's already 2 outs, and then I'd strike out. But on the bright side, you and Akasha are both on base. If I can somehow hit this, we can end this inning with a massive lead. Noelle swiftly strikes out, missing by a mile with each swing. Drat, I blew it. There. Did you try? Yes. Did you fail? Also yes. Wait, I think I said those in the wrong order. Forget the order. Why mention me failing at all? The teams switch sides. As Noelle trots to second base, she crosses paths with Dia on her way to the catcher's box. Dia, do you have any tips for hitting the ball? Dia considers it for a moment. It's easier to hit from the top of the ball from the bottom. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Okay. This music is so fucking loud on my end. Like, it's actually really... It's like scrambling my brain. So I'm going to turn it down briefly. During certain bits of music, it can be a little bit too loud to the part where I'm like, oh! And it like makes it hard to actually read and take in what I'm reading, so... Sorry about that. Also, I have decided after this scene I am actually going to end the video, because I forgot that I'm going to need to like go and shower and stuff, and I'm gonna go and have to like try and like get ready before I actually go out. So I don't really want to be leaving. Like I don't want to have to be late, you know. So I am unfortunately gonna leave the last part for the last video. Well, for another video. It's easier to hit the top of the ball than the bottom. Bad for hitting some home runs, but you strike out less. Dia, at this point, I'd be thrilled to hit any of the ball. Think I can differentiate from between the top and the bottom halves? Dia appears not to have heard Noel's response and has walked away. Thanks, I guess. The killer whales cheer as the batter hits a grand slam off one of Min's pitches. Woo, we're tied now. Eat shit and die. Min strikes the next 2 batters out in quick succession, but the third gets a solid hit. Maybe I can catch this. Noel leaps to the ball, but it flies over her head and bounces on center field. Got it! Krista fields the ball and tosses it back to Noel. Alright. So I just decided to go and do something real quick. Anyway, I need to throw this to first base. Noel throws the ball with all of her might, plops almost straight into the ground and begins rolling away. Liv leaves her first base to grab the ball. By this point, the runner is approaching second base. It's another pickle! Listen, Akarsha needs to box him in again. Akarsha! Who? She's not cooperating because she wants to be called fucking Sub-Zero! Fine, call her Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero! Oh hey, that's me! Akasha catches the ball, Liz throws her. Quickly tags Jun out. No! Ha, another win for Sub-Zero. You're disgusting. Thanks to Noel's noble sacrifice, the Senmays maintain their deadlock with the killer whales for the next few innings. It's the bottom of the last inning. We just need one run to cinch our victory. Unfortunately, Saida and Krissa rack up 2 outs right off the bat. Gaminasari, I love it. Gaminasari, Dia-sama, your only hope. After letting 2 balls go, Dia swings at a fastball. She drives the ball into right field and everyone holds their breath as it rockets towards the fence. Smashes into the middle of the fence just a couple of feet too low to actually clear it. Too bad it wasn't a home run, huh? Too bad I'm about to beat the shit out of you. Kidding! Dia did great! Jeez. Dia sprints around the diamond and slides into second base, just barely beating the throw. Safe! Akasha cracks her knuckles as she gets up from the bench. Time to use my special technique! Wait, you're gonna, like, get yourself hit by the pitch again? Yep. Back when I was in Little League, I saw our batter get beaten in the face. Krista, do you remember he was on your team? Huh? Oh yeah, that was scary. He collapsed and was just lying motionless on the ground for a while. Looked like he was dead. Poor kid had to be carried off in a stretcher. I think it knocked out one of his teeth, right? Yep. Actually, maybe he might have actually died for real later. Maybe? Anyway, you're trying to get hit on purpose, just reminding me of that. Huh? Okay. Thanks for the story, I really needed that. This must be a new scare tactic they're trying. Plus, this is our only real chance to bring Dia home. We have 2 outs, and Noel will probably strike her out at bat. No offense, Noel. None taken. Just getting walked here would just delay the inevitable. Just try to create an opportunity for Dia to run. So I gotta actually hit the ball? Aw, man. No pressure if you can't manage it, but do your best. Say no more. I'm going serious mode. She's going sicko mode right now. As Akasha walks up to the plate, she tosses her bat in the air, spins around, and tries to catch it behind her back. She doesn't spin around fast enough, so the bat just clatters to the floor. Akasha picks the bat back up and just points it at Junseo. Your parents can't wait for my pee. What does that even mean? She's trying to confuse you, don't let her get to you. Disturbed, Jun quickly pitches to Akasha. Akasha whiffs it for a strike. Whoops! We're all going to be haunted by the pee comment now, and it didn't even work. The team holds their collective breath as Jun lets his next pitch fly. Akasha smacks it into foul territory. Strike 2. If you waste Dia's double, I'm gonna fucking hit you! Krista taps the sign. Everybody love everybody. That's what the sign says. She and Liz tape to the dugout's fence. No hitting allowed. Ha! Then I'll scream really loudly in your ear, so it destroys your eardrum. Liz taps the second sign they tape to the fence. No screaming allowed either. God damn it! Jun winds up again. In the meantime, Akasha has gone suspiciously quiet. Akasha leans in so she gets hit by the pitch again. Not again! Great going, you just lost us the game! Akasha races towards first base like her life depends on it. Guys? Why is she running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Tag her, she tries to steal second. Hayden quickly throws the ball to Saban, the first baseman. Kasha hastily stops in her tracks. Uh-oh. Come back here. Kasha turns and scrambles back the way she came with Saban at her heels. What is she doing? There's no benefit to her retreating all the way back home. As Kasha nears home, Saban hurls the ball back to Hayden, who lunges forward to tag her. They've panicked and forgotten the basic rules of baseball. All they have to do is tag first base for a force out. Can they do that? She was hit by the pitch. She's entitled to first base. Good point. Guys, don't fucking forget that Dia's running too. Jeez. Huh? Dia slides home in the confusion. Yeah! Min runs over to home base and starts furiously kissing Dia as Hayden chases Akasha back towards first. Get off the playing field! The game's not even over yet! It's not, I thought we won. The run won't count if Akasha is the third out before making its first base. Or if they can even tag her out. I don't know anymore. She's trying to weasel past the barn. Akasha trips on her own shoelaces and collides with him. Huh! Akasha bangs her head on Saban's knee on the way down. Oh my god! Akasha! Without thinking, she runs over to where Akasha is lying motionless on the ground. Akasha, you okay? Akasha doesn't respond. I was gonna say, if Akasha was okay, I love the idea that she's on the floor like, I'm dying. Remember me well, dear Noelle. My favourite Frenchman. Noelle would just be like, stop. Coming from Akasha, silence is 1,000 times scarier than if she'd been screaming. Please be alright. The voice comes out all choked and funny, and Noelle realises that with horror that she's crying. The world would be an awful place without you. Ow. Dazed, Akasha slowly begins to sit up. Alright, we got chill vibes back, so I only just realised that the music came back a while ago, so music back up, let's go. Yeah, fell over doing some baseball, gonna sit up and tell Noelle I love her. This is Akasha's song, by the way. It's gonna be on her Spotify, coming soon. It's gonna be called Sub-Zero Rhymes. Let's go. Here's Akasha slowly begins to sit up. Noelle is so relieved that she tearfully pulls Akasha into a hug for a moment before a mixture of other emotions catch up with her. Wait, what am I doing? Her heart pounding, Noelle hastily shoves Akasha away, sending her crashing back to the ground. You absolute asshat! You scared me, don't ever do that again! Noelle frantically wipes her tears away as Akasha wobbles back to her feet. Soon the others have gathered around her in concern. You okay? Yeah, just woozy. What year is it? 1834? Just kidding, 2009. How can you be cracking jokes right now? Can you make your mind up when this is set? I thought this was in the 2010s. Can you tell me what happened? Got myself into a pickle, tripped and ate shit. Okay, good. Ask if she feels nauseous. You feel nauseous? Nah. As they run through a series of tests for concussion, Krista and Liz relax a bit. You seem fine. It's good that you can remember what happened and walk. Looked like you lost consciousness for a second there, though. I wasn't knocked out, I was just thinking the whole time. Huh? I was just stunned because it really hurt. So you remember what I said to you? Yeah, that I'm an ass. What about before that? Before that, everyone was screaming that I fell. So chaotic, it all kind of blurred together. She absolutely remembers. She's just not saying. What a relief, would have been mortifying if she heard me falling to pieces over her. It would still get you checked out by an adult, though. Aren't you and Liz technically adults now? You know what I mean, real adults, like the school nurse. Does that mean the game's over? Yeah, sorry, we'll have to rematch you guys some other time. Wait, so did we win, or did Diva's run even count? Unfortunately, no. My understanding is that Akasha ultimately violated Section 4 of Rule 8. She made a travesty of the game. A travesty? That's a dramatic way to put it. I love it. I'm so sorry, you can hit my head super hard too as payback. Like with the bat or something. Why? That wouldn't help at all. I'll do it. No one's hitting anybody with a bat. Majima, sad crying. Noelle, could you escort Akasha to the nurse's office? Alright, fine. Noelle and Akasha trudge back up the hill toward the school. Suddenly, Akasha touches her own cheek, confused. Why is my face wet? What? Something wet on my cheek like water. It's when I was crying over her. That must have been someone's spit that fell on you. Huh? Ew. Man, if only I hadn't tripped, it totally would have saved the day. You should thank me for trying to save you from making us lose. Now that you mentioned it, I do feel a bit bad that she hurt herself trying to help me. Okay, the really unfortunate thing, there's only about 20 minutes left of this game, but I really need to go now, which is really annoying. So, I'm gonna have to do just like a little finale video just to kind of go through the ending. Knowing me anyway, I talk a lot about stuff while I'm playing this game. So, it'll probably, like, a 20-minute video could end up being like a 50-minute video on my end of things. So, unfortunately, I do have to go. I was really hoping I could finish this, but I should have this done. The video will be out probably the next day after the day after this video has come out, or maybe just straight away. I don't know. It depends on when I upload this. But anyways, let me know what you think about Butterfly Soup 2 in the comments section down below. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the finale. Pit toodaloo!